Hey everyone, I'm going to go ahead and take you through some P.A.I.L.s and R.A.I.L.s, the isometric protocol from FRC, and it's going to be geared towards really opening up dorsiflexion of the ankle. Now what we really want to feel is the opening side actually get a stretch, so that's the back side of the calf. Anything from the knee down, as long as it's in the back, and even under the foot or anything stretching in the foot would be okay as well. We don't want to feel any pinch or pain or limitation in the front of the ankle. Anything bone on bone would be what we're not looking for. Now, you could do your banded distraction before that, which is a different video. That's also an option. The reason we're really showing you this one is probably for someone who's a little bit more limited, or they don't really have the resources like a bench or a couch or a table or a good setup at home. So the reason we say that is if I'm using just the floor and I'm here, I bend the knee, I obviously just need a wall if I can use this. I'm also not in hip flexion. So in other versions of either combat base or using a bench or a table, this is a harder position for someone to be in oftentimes than just here. So being able to actually have space at the hip to focus on the ankle is one of the big reasons we're going to use this. So let's go ahead and get into it. I'll go ahead and do the left ankle. Now, it could totally be the front one or the back one. So as long as we're getting into the back side of the ankle, that's an option for us. Now, I do like to have something in front of us because that allows us to really lean into it. So I can even take some of the load as a progression off of my back foot. Now, technically I'm still in hip flexion here, but it's nowhere near the 90 degrees or closer to that the bench would be. So I can sink all the way into it, take some nice big deep breaths. I like to think about lining my knee or my shin bone up with my second toe and letting that sink all the way forward and over it. I'm taking some nice big deep breaths. During the passive stretch, I want to think about fully exhaling and actually feeling a melting or a relaxing sensation of the muscles that are holding me back. In this circumstance, it's probably going to be the middle of your calf, or what most people think of the bottom of the calf muscle, as we're a little bit deeper than that. So your soleus, possibly some gastroc. Either way, the backside of your ankle on your exhales relaxes and allows you to sink all the way into it. I can put more load or less load by using my hands or not using them, and I could eventually even drop this foot in the back down. So 2 minutes went by, we're all the way in it, we're breathing, we've had some intent behind our exhaling and relaxing of certain things. You're finding the greatest line of tension wherever that angle might be. That's going to really affect your ankle specifically right now. Now we're going to go into a nice big deep breath in, lock everything in, sniff some air in your abs, start to P.A.I.L.s down into the ground. So what I want you to do is think about gas pedaling down or using your calf to do so. Try to really feel the middle of your calf. So this portion right around here and even deeper in there, actually pushing down into the ground. We want to ramp our contraction up to as strong and as safe as you possibly can. Once you reach your maximum effort, hold it for a good 10 count, maybe even 20. After that, we're going to switch gears. I don't want you to lean back at all. Your knee is not going to move back. Your chest isn't going to move back. You're all the way over it, and you're going to try your best to pull your knee further using your shin. Try your best to even lift your toes up and pull your toes towards your knee as your knee is pulling over your second toe, and feel the stretch increase in the back and the calf. If you do feel that stretch increase, then you're onto something, you're doing it well. If you don't, as long as you don't feel a pinch in the front, that's okay. Just keep working on it. The connection will get stronger every time. After you do your R.A.I.L.s for about 10 to 15 seconds, trying to pull yourself deeper or lifting the foot up, sink in, take at least 3 to 5 breaths of being all the way over it, and then you can either do another round or slowly come out of it. And then you're going to want to follow that up with some other work to really save that connection and really reinforce that range of motion that we just opened up. Now, one quick cue that Samantha Fallburner actually was one of the people that said this first. Basically, when we think about doing our R.A.I.L.s, I don't want this angle to change. So if I'm all the way over it like this, that means that this angle should stay the same. I don't want to at any time get back here. So even when I try to do my lift, I want to pull myself deeper and even close down that angle of knee going over the second toe. It's really, really helpful. Oftentimes when people do their rails, they might be here and all of a sudden they just pull their knee back and try to lift. Stay all the way over it and isometrically try to pull yourself deeper. Find that sensation of the stretch increasing instead of any visual movement. If you do get 5 to 15 degrees, it's your lucky day. If you get 20 degrees, probably had something go wrong along the way. That's okay, just keep working on it. If you have any questions, let me know, and definitely check out the rest of our work on ankle dorsiflexion.